There are interviews that confirm what specialists have said. Others are used to bring in witnesses to give statements. And there are interviews that, by their very presence, simply serve as a transition to the next segment. In these interviews, people say exactly what we need for the narrative, things that have already been said earlier by specialists and other witnesses. They speak clearly, say only what is necessary, without hesitation or mistakes, so as not to waste time. You have a fixed runtime. The person speaks, everything is clearly formulated, and we move on.
Вы сами были членом секты?
Да, была, ну что? Но я туда ушла 2 года назад.
И все же, что же случилось с Владом?
А что, вы следовали такие вопросы мне задавать?
Ирина Нестерова из Томска давно потеряла надежду когда-нибудь увидеть свою младшую сестру.
Она сказала, что возвращаться не собирается, категорично. А еще она с мамой сказала, что мы не лезем в ее жизнь. Иначе, если мы обратимся в милицию, то нам хуже будет.
А как вы думаете, могла она самостоятельно уйти из секты?
Я думаю, нет. Она не смогла бы. У нее был очень мягкий характер.
This is a transition to the next episode. In fact, this is already the final episode. What do we usually have in the finale? We've talked about this before. The finale has the most delicious part, because by the end, people are already getting tired of watching. We need to maintain interest, provoke even stronger emotions, so that the ending lands like a heavy, final punctuation mark, so that the work we've done delivers a strong result. And now comes that very dessert, the final and tastiest part. We talk about sex. That attracts everyone. The topic of sex attracts absolutely everyone, from teenagers to grandmothers.
Мы пришли к выводу, что женщин, видимо, в том числе и Юлию Нестерову, использовали как сексуальных рабынь.
This is no longer just entertainment. It's something terrifying and criminal, simply because we now have these elements in our hands.
Голод и побои для учеников садхаков. Для тех, кто дослужился до ранга наставника, черный хитон и регулярные оргии. Для девушек-гейш сексуальное рабство и поощрительный статус жрицы. Секс без ограничений, либо наоборот, абсолютное воздержание вплоть до кастрации. Непременный атрибут деструктивных сект.
There's no need anymore to prove what happened and what didn't. He listed the most shocking things that could happen: castration, violence, and so on. And once again showed these people. And everything will work. Everyone will believe it. Because for 40 minutes, I've been telling them that everything in this sect is bad and that people are being abused. And based on these images, even if the people look cheerful, even if it were a children's party, it would still be perceived as abnormal.
Это съемки скрытой камерой. СИЗО Новосибирска. 2 девушки с передачами «Адепты секты». Секс-рабыни остались верны своему хозяину.
When you say it's hidden camera footage, anything can end up in the frame. You practically bear no responsibility for it anymore. People appear. This is documentary footage. A hidden camera allows you to present almost anything as the truth.
Руднев в тюрьме, но дело его живет. Мы выяснили, кто же продолжает великое дело.
Присутствовала такая личность, как Тандил Намсадзе. По нашим сведениям, они просто сейчас партнеры по так называемым.
According to all the rules of cinematic editing, the finale must keep intensifying, more and more, scarier and scarier. Evil has not been fully destroyed. It still has loopholes, still has forces behind it. People even more frightening.
Ну давай! Ну что ты можешь, а? Ну и кто из нас круче? Ну да. Вали, тупая скотина. Давай, давай! Бери к своей мамочке! Да? Ничего не можешь, только драпать! Может, дружков своих позовешь, а?
This elderly man turned out to be an even greater evil.
Вот эти объявления о том, что 26 ноября в городе выступит с лекциями великий учитель Автандил Ламсадзе, в Новосибирске были расклеены буквально на каждом углу.
Pay very close attention to this prop. The poster is new. What does that tell us? That they followed the trail quickly. The investigators followed it quickly, and the TV crew found it quickly as well. Because if the poster were old, it would mean the problem had existed for a long time, and no one was fighting it. That's the subtext.
Девушка, которая изначально попала в новосибирский ашрам к Рудневу, в итоге стала приближенной или помощницей у Автандила Ламсадзе.
These are words spoken by a person working in law enforcement, and in this context, they no longer require proof. The laws in our country are such that witnesses are not disclosed, but we can create an image ourselves that confirms it.
Человек, которого я жду, тоже был когда-то садхаком секты. До наставника его не повысили, но имя Автандила Рамсадзе он слышал не раз. Он согласился рассказать нам все, что знает, на условиях полной анонимности.
Make sure that the person giving a confirming interview fits the narrative. You distort their voice. You seat them with their back to the camera or in darkness. No light on them, only backlighting. Make sure the person visually matches the story. It was said that people there were weak, abused, that cigarette butts were put out on them, so they should look the part when giving testimony.
Мог ли когда-нибудь волк похвастать, что у него в семье человек?
Look, if the person was sitting a certain way, you can't change that. You can't avoid those cuts. And what you can't avoid, you exaggerate. You embellish it and turn it into an artistic device. The person said the necessary phrase. Nothing else they said is needed. This works on behavior. You throw the rest away. Take what you need next. You get a cut. You add a flash, a chord, some kind of beautiful transition, and that becomes your accent.
Я еще слышал, что эта школа открывала что-то вроде детского отделения. Там должны были принимать детей с 3 лет.
Here, this elderly man is even more frightening than the previous episode. He opened a school for children. It's constructed very skillfully. What could be a greater evil than abusing children? This affects everyone because it's a heavy final point in the ending.
Они взялись уже за детей. Конечно, лучше готовить духовных уродов с самых пеленок.
Отдайте мою добычу.
Very well done. Dramatic, theatrical, beautiful. It evokes strong emotions. A surge. Our superhero fights evil alone and wins. Why is this needed? To build his reputation. To keep people watching. To make them believe him and watch all of his programs.
Ты вправду самый мудрый в джунглях.
The Soviet era has passed, when an announcer would sit rigidly and recite what was written on a piece of paper or fed through a teleprompter with a solemn expression. In America and Europe, from the beginning, a more engaging, performative style was used. The most sacred thing, the most important thing for a person, is taken. And all images are built around it, as is the host's behavior, so that people watch, so that they listen, absorb the information, so that they don't tear themselves away from the screen. It draws them in, and they keep watching further and further. Ratings go up, and accordingly, the program can be sold at a higher price.
С детства выстроить и обписать кукол-марионет. Еще чуть-чуть, и будет поздно. Сейчас не Средневековье. Но оружие против слуг дьявола должно быть.
And now, our superhero has finally taken up the weapon and is dealing with evil properly. A magnificent finale.
Осиновый кол им в сердце. Владимир Епифанцев. Гениальный сын.